Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to my today's presentation. Today, we are going to discuss one of the most ambiguous topic among all the grammar topics, and our today's topic is preposition. While discussing preposition, the first thing we need to know is what is preposition. A preposition is a word usually placed before a noun or pronoun to show place, time, cause, purpose, and means. Some examples are given below. Johnny lives in Dhaka. I will meet you at 6 p.m. You need to leave early to arrive on time. The second thing we need to know about preposition is the classification of preposition. That means how many types of prepositions are there. Considering the structure, function, and position, preposition can be classified into 6 classes. Number 1, simple preposition. Simple prepositions are those in which there is nothing added or nothing deducted. Simple prepositions are the base form of the preposition. They are by, for, with, from, after, of, etc. Number 2, double preposition. Double prepositions are formed with the help of two simple prepositions like in plus to equal into, with plus in equal within, out plus of equal out of, etc. Number 3, compound preposition. Compound prepositions are formed with the help of one preposition and other part of speech like on plus cross equal across, on plus by plus out equal about, by plus low equal below, and the other one is by plus tween equal between. If we notice, there is a little difference between double preposition and compound preposition. In double preposition, both the components or the elements must be preposition. But in compound preposition, one is preposition but the other one is not. Number 4, phrase preposition. Phrase prepositions, before discussing phrase preposition, first thing we need to know is what is phrase. A phrase is a group of words having no subject and finite verb but definitely having a meaning. When any phrase is formed with the help of preposition, whether in the beginning or at the end, we call it phrase preposition like by dint of, on account of, in lieu of, in front of, instead of, etc. If we look at all these prepositional phrase or phrase preposition, we see that there are preposition in the beginning and at the end. But this is not always necessary. This is not always necessary that there might be preposition in the beginning or at the end. There can be preposition whether in the beginning or at the end. If there is a preposition in the phrase, we call it or we consider it as phrase preposition. Number 5, participle preposition. If present participle or past participle is used as preposition, we call it participle preposition. But first, we know what is participle. When verb plus ing or past participle form of verb acts like adjective, we call it participle. Like I saw a flying bird. Here the word flying is acting as adjective. But in this sentence, considering his age, he was pardoned. Here the word considering is not working or functioning as participle because this word considering is not expressing the quality or quantity of this word age, the noun. But here the word considering is acting like a preposition. That's why we call it participle preposition. And the other words that can be used as participle prepositions are regarding, according, concerning, etc. Number 6, disguise preposition. Sometimes preposition on, at, of, per is replaced by a or o. These prepositions are called disguise preposition. In the first example, it is 6 o'clock. Here o'clock means off clock. O is used as disguise preposition instead of the preposition of. In the second sentence, he went a hunting. Here we used instead of on. And here, if someone asks what's the part of speech of this underlined word we will write preposition or disguised preposition instead of article or determiner. Third sentence, John comes to visit us twice a week. Sorry. Here the word twice a week means twice per week. Per is replaced by the word a. So when preposition on of preposition, there is a special type of preposition that is we call detached preposition. Why we call it detached? In the first sentence, where has he come from? But the sentence was supposed to be from where has he come? But we have detached the preposition from its targeted word where. That's why we call it detached preposition. In the second sentence, the same thing happened. What are you looking for? We have detached the preposition from its targeted word what. That's why we call it detached preposition. Now we are going to discuss about the use of preposition. Considering the function, structure and position of the preposition, I have categorized preposition into three classes or three categories. Number one, preposition of time. Number two, preposition of place. Number three, preposition of other meanings. Today, in our today's session, we are going to discuss the first segment of preposition, that is preposition of time. And you are seeing a very nice spider diagram here. Now we are going to discuss the detail of this diagram. Sorry. The first preposition that we are going to discuss is at, and the second one is on, and the third one is in. Normally, in the grammar books, we see that it is written there, if the time is short or if the time is a small one, we use at before that. If the time is a long one or a bigger one, we use in. But there is no specific way of measuring the time, whether it is short or whether it is long. And that's why I have added here a way of measuring time, that is, if the mentioned time is less than 24 hour, we use at before that. Like it can be a part of a day, it can be time by what, like at morning, at noon, at afternoon, at evening, at 9, at 5 p.m. But there is an exception. If the is added before morning and evening, we use preposition in instead of at, because morning and evening is considered a little long than the other part of the day, and the condition is the should be there. If the is not there, we use at before that, at morning and at evening. But when the is added there, we use in the morning and in the evening. Second one, on. On is used when the mentioned time or the given time is equal to 24 hours. We all know that a day is equal to 24 hours, or a date is or a date is equal to 24 hours. So on is used before the days of the week or dates of the month. On Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Before all the days of the week, we use on, and dates of the year, we use on. Number three, in. If the given time or the mentioned time is more than one day, it can be a week, month, year, decades, centuries, and millennium. If the mentioned time is more than one day, we use in before that. Next, the next preposition we are going to discuss, since and for. Normally, we use since and for in present perfect continuous tense and past perfect continuous tense. We know in present perfect continuous tense, the definition is if any work started before and still going on, we call it present perfect continuous tense. And in present perfect and present perfect continuous tense, we use since before point of time. That means if only the starting point of time is starting time point of the work is given there, we use since there. And if a particular period of time is mentioned there, like 5 hours, 5 days, 1 year, 1 week, 2 years, or many years, like any kinds of period of time, in that case we use for. So I repeat, we use since for point of time and for period of time. The examples are: it has been raining since morning. Morning is the starting point of the rain. We have been living here since 1995, and 1995 is the starting point of our living here. We cannot measure the time with the measurable unit of time, minutes, seconds, years, or month, week. But in the second one, period of time, the boys have been playing for 2 hours. We can measure the time. We can answer the question how long. So for period of time we use for, and the point of time we use since. Next we are going to discuss the other two preposition, ago and before. In case of ago and before, again we are going to consider point of time and period of time. Before period of time we use ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, many years ago. But we have never said 2 years back or 3 years back. Before, we use before point of time. So earlier than a certain time, before 1971, we were not independent. So if any starting point of time is there or point of time is there, we use before that. Then by and before, in and within. We use by and before, in and within for telling time in future. We can use this in the other tenses also. By and before. Before point of time, we use by or before. We frequently use within 5 minutes I will finish that, like this. If the mentioned time is point of time, we use by or before that. I will be back by 6 o'clock. We can tell it, I will be back before 6 o'clock. The second one, I had read the pages by 10 o'clock. We can tell it, I can read it, I had read it, the pages by or before 10 o'clock. Within and in. We use in and within before period of time. Like, I will come back in or within 5 minutes. The construction work of Padda Bridge will have been finished by 2025. This is a point of time, but we can say we will have finished the work of Padda Bridge or the construction work of Padda Bridge within 5 years. So for period of time we use in and within. The next pair we are going to discuss is till and until. Regarding till and until, the first thing is till is considered to be affirmative and until is considered to be negative. After till, we can use negative words like wait here till I do not come back. But after until, we cannot use negatives. Wait here until I come back. So, regarding till and until, the clarification is after till we can use negative words like do not, does not, did not. After writing till and until, the meaning becomes the same one. The last pair of preposition of time is to and past. We use these two prepositions for telling time, the time of our watch. To is used to tell the time which is yet to be, which has not come yet. And we use the preposition past for the time which has already passed, P-A-S-S-E-D, past. So if the time, if we tell it's 10 to 6, it means that it is 10 minutes yet to be 6 o'clock. And when we say it is 10:30, this means that 10 o'clock have passed 30 minutes before. And another things to be remembered, or we need to remember is whenever we are telling time using to and past, we will always have to say minutes first. Minutes always come first and hours come later. So it's 10 to 6 and it's 10:30. So